Hey everybody, welcome back, and today we're going to go into our best health series, and we're going to start that off with that series talking about kids, which we actually have a real kid here today, and it's Jackson.
This is Jackson. This is my son. He is 6 years old, and he is officially a kid.
And my birthday is on February 23rd.
It's true.
February 23, awesome. Well, I'm Dr. Kevin.
I'm Coach Sean.
We're the FitHealth Pros, and welcome. We're going to go into some things that'll give you some tools for success. With kids, we're talking nutrition, exercise. We'll get into some sleep science and stress management, really hit home 3 or 5 things that'll give you those tools. So thanks for watching us and sticking around. Go ahead, Jackson.
Thanks, Jackson.
Okay.
Say bye to Jackson.
Bye.
Awesome.
So first thing we're going to talk about today is nutrition for kids. It can be a little tricky having correct, healthy living for kids. There are books and books and books written upon it, but I just want to give you a few tips here and there that can kind of get you off on the right foot. First thing you want to do is start early forming these healthy habits. These habits are going to stick with kids for a long time because they are mirroring you, they are modeling you, they are following what you're putting in front of them. We're going to try to stick with, first thing we're going to talk about is sugar. It's kind of the elephant in the room.
Right.
It's been demonized to such a degree. Rightfully so in some ways. In other ways, it's gone way over the top with it. When you are going to be having foods with sugar in it, try to have natural sugars as much as possible. Stay away from corn syrup. You want to go natural, so you're looking at more like fructose. You're going with natural fruits, and again, natural sugars. When you are going with more processed sugars, they will store in the body as fat. They will be digested in a different way than natural sugars that it's not healthy. Now, these are kids, so they're growing. You're going to want proper proteins for these kids. Eggs, beans, dairy, lean meats, nuts. And then, of course, with kids, they are go, so you're going to want proper carbs for energy. So we're looking for healthy carbs. We're looking for fruits and veggies and grains, things like that. Kids fly around and they need energy to fly, sometimes literally. You also want, and this is the next thing we're going to talk about, are things that have been demonized in a bad way that actually we need. We need good fats in our diets, and kids need good fats in their diets. This is for brain health especially. As these brains are growing, as they are learning, they need those good fats to get the energy for this learning. We're looking at nut butters. Again, we're going back to dairy. You don't necessarily want to have skim milk all the time. You can fit it in here and there, but the fats that they're getting from dairy are actually help feeding their brains. Biggest thing for kids and nutrition is to make it fun. Okay, I guess I could have said this at the beginning, but I wanted to touch on sugars right away because that's the number one thing that people come and ask us about are, how much sugar is too much? About 15 grams a day?
Yeah, I mean, it can be exceeded at breakfast time just with cereal and an orange juice.
Right.
And so you have to look at through the whole day, how do we limit that or spread that out? Because we still need the carbohydrate, but not necessarily those simple sugars.
So when you're looking at cereals to get for your kids, you can still get fun cereals. A lot of these super sugary cereals, I'm not going to mention any names, have all cartoon characters on it. It's happy, happy, fun time land. Well, guess what? It's about the worst thing that we can give our kids. Regulate the sugars that are going in. Instead of, say, frosted, such and such cereal, get the regular one and add pure sugar, cane sugar instead. It's still going to be plenty sweet for the kids, but it's not going to be turbocharged sugar where they're bouncing off the walls, and it's, you know, much more healthy that way too. So in making it fun, different shapes, flavors, varied types of foods. The faster that you can get your kids to try different kinds of foods, the better for the rest of their life. You know, if you don't have them trying a lot of foods early on, you could pigeonhole your kids' taste buds for the rest of their lives. So let them be adventuresome. You know, be a little more adventurous with the types of foods that you give your kids, and let them say, I don't like this, or I do like this. You might be surprised sometimes with the things that they do like.
Right. Oh, you were telling me the other day what you do for Jackson is, hey, we always want to try things twice.
Right.
And that kind of set me back, because what would you think right there? You always think once, right? And I thought, twice is great. That's it just kind of blew my mind, because I didn't think about that for my kids. Now they're teenagers. And
Now you got no choice.
yeah, so, and I'm starting to use that. I like it. I like that a lot. There's a lot of good information there, but as you know, we can only bring you so much in these videos.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and give you a copy of the board we're looking at, and we're also going to include links to whether they're government sites that may or may not be iffy, but we've researched the ones that we feel are actually things that you can trust and that you can implement. There's other links too down at the bottom. I got a couple of great things out of that. If you guys found that you found at least one tool that you can bring in, definitely hit that bell, like us, say, hey, that's a good thing. And the next thing we're going to talk about here is exercise. So with kids, and what are we saying? How old are kids, Sean? From
Kids,
what age to?
Basically from 4 to 10, somewhere around there. Maybe a little younger even, like
Yeah.
toddler years.
Okay. So with exercise, you know, we don't take them to the gym to work out, right? What do we?
Some people do.
Some people do. Kind of funny. You don't see a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old bench pressing, and that's the key here. Is we want to talk about activity over exercise. What are the activities that they can do? So little kids, 4 years old, 5 years old.
Oh yeah.
What just running around on the ground.
You know, they're going to create their own universe. You know, it may or may not include you. Of course, they love to include you. Put a funny hat on you, and Daddy's funny, and let's go play.
Yeah.
Keep it playful.
Right.
As much as possible.
I mean, as they get older, well, even when they're younger, you have your organized sports, and that keeps kids busy on many levels. On the mental level, having a coach so they can kind of start following some instructions and getting that activity and having fun with it. Not putting too much pressure on them to be the best or to succeed, but to start kind of planting a few of those seeds that happen, organically. Family participation, get out, throw the frisbee around, come up with your own goofy games, tag, you're it, whatever.
Or let them come up with the goofy games.
Yeah, let them come up with it.
Those sometimes are more fun than the ones that I come up with.
And you don't have to have a big yard. Funny story for me is I had a big yard, and my kids would play in the front in the street for like 2 years. They found it really fun just to throw rocks or twiddle ropes or ride bikes in the street, kick a ball. So it doesn't take much to let them make things up and have fun with it. And the more that they come up with the idea, the more, especially in that age group, they're going to participate and do that.
They're going to jump in. They're much more likely, yeah.
We had a huge box of footballs, basketballs, Nerf balls, frisbees, and at the end of every day, it seemed like that was strewn all over the house, and pick them back up, and that's great. I know that you have a part of your house that a lot of people would go, oh, that's the formal dining room.
Yeah, it would be the formal dining room, but we have no dining room table or set. It has become a basketball court for Jackson.
Right.
It literally has like a 6-foot hoop in a corner, and where there would be a dining room table is nothing.
Yeah. Let these kids have fun. Don't be so rigid. We don't want broken walls or anything, so we don't put a baseball and a bat inside.
Right.
But
Be smart.
yeah, the play balls, the Nerf balls, all of that, let them have a good time. They want to have good self-expression, good mental health. The other thing that those sports do, it builds self-confidence. So with all of that said, I think, hopefully you got something good out of that. And what's next?
Next, sleep science.
Okay.
All right. Let me talk about.
Well, let's say after they exercise and exercise and exercise.
It's time to sleep.
As parents,
Oh,
what did we
please.
love? We just like, oh my
Quiet
gosh,
time.
to conk out and sleep through the whole night.
Yep, quiet time. Sleep. So in looking at sleep science, when the kids do finally fall asleep at night, this is a time for reparation. It's time for growth, tissue growth. It also, what some people don't know, is it helps solidify long-term memories. So as the brain is growing and resting during sleep time, what they learn during the day is further emboldened within the brain, which I thought was pretty neat.
Wow, like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let's take that. So getting the proper amount of sleep for kids. Now, okay, let's first talk about specific hours that have been quoted for specific age groups. So from say 4 to 12 months, we're looking at 12 to 16 hours of sleep per 24-hour cycle. So that includes naps. That includes nodding off throughout the day, which, when you have babies, they're sleeping all the time. 1 to 2 years old, you're looking for 11 to 14 hours a day. So you're going to get a long sleep at night, but you also, set some time for naps. Let's see, 3 to 5 years old, you're looking at 10 to 13 hours of sleep. And 6 to 12 years old, right before you hit those teenage years, you're looking for 9 to 12 hours of sleep. So make sure your kids are getting plenty of sleep. I know a lot of parents, when it gets to say 4, 5, 6 years old, they no longer like to put their kids down for naps, or they just say, my kid won't nap. Be patient with them and allow for them to at least rest. That's very important because, again, during this sleep time, even including the nap times, there is reparation going on. There is growth happening for these kids. Now, some good things that happen when they do fulfill these hours of sleep. It improves attention, better behavior, learning, memory, emotional regulation.
Wow.
That's huge. That's huge. Anybody that has kids, especially as they're really starting to learn what's going on. I'm kind of having this happen with Jackson right now. He's so smart that there are times where he thinks he knows it all already. And then, as of course, Dr. Fox here has teenagers, and they do know it all.
They know it all. Oh, yeah.
They do know it all. We need that extra sleep for during those times where they're told, no, you don't know it all, so they don't melt down. They don't have emotional episodes. Right. So
you'll learn more about that in the next series with the teenage, and which I can attest to a huge difference on the days that my teenagers get sleep and the days they don't.
Huge.
We noticed, so all those numbers kind of jumbled up. If you missed anything, what I gained from it, and I can just see it, 12 hours. So they need a lot of sleep.
It's a lot.
And they need to have that stage set too, a cool place, a dark place, a comfortable place, and that'll help. But that was great.
Yeah, nice. What's next?
Next would be, so we're on number 4, so stress management. And
Wow.
for kids, we look at kids and we don't, a lot of times, especially if they're younger, they're not really communicating that they're stressed or, oh, I have anxiety. But what do they have? What can we observe? Sibling rivalries. They may have school anxiety. Kindergartners, that anxiety of going away from mom or dad,
Sure.
and going off to school.
Big school.
As they get into 4th and 5th grade, there's bullies with phones and online activities. The cyberbullying starts to pick up. fitting in, right? There's a lot of stress, and you would think that that's going to go at the teenage, and it does, but
But it begins.
it
earlier
begins
than that.
really early now, and too early, in my opinion. What else can stress them? If there's hunger, if you're not getting good meals, if they feel that there's poverty, or if they feel stressed that at their young age they have to do too much. They shouldn't be responsible for adult things, even teenage things. So a lot of kids, this kind of happened with mine. Mine are 3 years apart, but if you have kids that are farther apart, you get the little one, the younger one, that's 6, and they're watching 12-year-old activities or 13-year-old activities. They're eating the same as the teenager, and that's really, we want to separate that and recognize. Sometimes it's really hard, but it is something to recognize.
Interesting.
The positions that adults put kids in, a lot of times we want to start them out and give them every opportunity to do things. So getting them into every sport and every drama class and every dance class. Overscheduling. And
Oof.
then on top of that, they have the phone and the tablet and the TV. So they're getting a lot of input, and they can't calm down from that. It causes a lot of stress and anxiety. Having unrealistic expectations, especially for their age. Parents, look at and hear the words that you're saying. When I say look, observe your child, are they in the room? Are you saying things and you think they might not be hearing? That they can pick up on that. They're sponges, and that can cause anxiety, whether it's over bills or jobs or spousal disputes, or make sure that they're out of earshot for those things. But you're promoting the positive things that are happening within the family structure, or what's happening at your job or life or church or whatever. What can we do? We can develop trust, definitely show them support and love. I mean, they need, you can't overdo it. Can't overdose that.
Plenty of positive reinforcement.
Acknowledge their feelings. A lot of times, like I said, they're not going to come out and go, oh, I'm stressed and I'm anxiety. They may have a headache. They may have a stomach ache. Look at those things. Acknowledge those feelings. Give them good support. Be an example. What else? Have clear consequences. That's a good one as well. Kids, sometimes they're going to be fearful. They don't want to be caught. They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be punished.
Right.
But with everything, they're testing boundaries. They're going to do something wrong. But let them know there's consequences and the why. Why are we punishing you? It's just not because I said so. That's not good enough nowadays. Start with, here's some other positives to get for stress management. Healthy eating, getting to exercise, do some relaxation techniques.
Never too early.
Yeah, never too early.
To teach, breathing exercises, things like that. Kids love them.
Yeah, make it fun. Learn how to express their feelings. So ask them questions, open-ended questions. We don't want the yeses and nos early on. We get that enough with the teenagers.
A lot of no's.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
And really stoking that laughter and fun, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's with the whole family unit, or if they're with a group, make sure you're putting them with a group of friends that stoke that laughter and fun. Make sure that their life is meaningful and has purpose, and I think they'll really do well if that happens.
Absolutely. This is our first video in this series. Now, we created these videos as either standalones or progressive. It could be either or. Even if, say, you are not a part of one of these videos, or your life right now doesn't include this, you're still going to learn plenty from it. So this was number one in our Best Health series, focused on kids. If you got something good out of this, please smash that subscribe button. Let us know what you think. If you have some comments, you think that you can help us help you, let us know. Please comment down below as well.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of comments on this one. Jackson, come on in. All right, we're going to see us out with Jackson. I'm Dr. Fox.
And I'm Coach Sean.
We're the FitHealth
Pros.
Pros. And this is our new member.
It's true.
Yeah.
We're a trio now.
We're a trio now. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you much.
Bye. Awesome. Yay.